I never smile if I can help it. Showing one's teeth is a submission signal in primates. When someone smiles at me, all I see is a chimpanzee begging for its life.
Welcome to 91 Reasons, a pop culture fueled rocket into the far reaches of nerd culture. Featuring your hosts, Jeff, Rachel, Luna, Austin, and Josie. It's Tucker time.
It's Josie, and today we will be talking about our only obsession, The Office.
Hey, welcome to a mini episode of 91 Reasons. I say mini episode because the goal here is to do maybe 30 minutes, but we'll see where it goes, you know. Sometimes these ones, like I remember we did a Loot Crate one that ended up being an hour about Shark, Turkey, Penguin. So you never know where we're going to go. But I am Jeff. I am the voice of 91 Reasons. I'm sitting here with...
I'm Jose from the Taco Clan.
Or Josie. And...
I'm Rachael.
Okay.
Ooh.
And we have Netflix, thanks to a friend of ours who gave us their password, who will remain nameless, but thank you so much.
Thank God.
And I like to watch movies on it, but I haven't been able to watch a lot of movies on it.
Movies are overrated.
Well, okay, can I just say most of the Netflix is spent on Stranger Things and The Office.
Yeah, so we already did a Stranger Things episode. So for some reason, Josie has gotten into The Office.
Thank goodness.
Now,
It's
Rachel
so
and I watched The Office when it was on regular TV once a week. We would sit down and watch The Office.
And then we rewatched it.
And then we bought a
since.
few seasons, yeah. Well, now that you guys have Netflix and you can, without having to get up or do anything, the episodes just keep playing and playing.
It's the most amazing thing ever.
You've watched every episode start to finish.
Well, no, we started on season 9. I don't know why.
No, what?
Yeah,
You were here.
that's
On season 9.
there's no
Oh,
9.
I'm sorry, 6.
No, we
6 to
started on
9.
season 5.
You weren't there when we started
Yes,
watching
we
it.
did.
You started at the very end.
The very end of
And
season...
you didn't even watch the ending episodes. And then you started over again from the
No,
beginning.
Mom, I watched season 5.
Josie, tell your story.
Did you watch season 9?
Yeah, Mom, where are you going with this?
Oh, you did. You're right.
From season 5 to season 9, I watched it all, and then I started from the beginning, and we're at season 3 again.
Isn't it amazing?
Right. Well, it's this weird show. Like, I gave up on sitcoms probably after what? Family Ties went off the air? Because I just don't like watching shows with laugh tracks. I don't get anything out of them. And in the 90s, we watched Malcolm in the Middle. That was like
What's
a
Malcolm in the Middle?
one-camera sitcom. So The Office is a one-camera sitcom without a laugh track. It's based off of the English version of The Office, created by Ricky Gervais,
Which was
Stephen
horrible.
Merchant.
I tried it. Wasn't the same.
It's just not your kind of thing. They had to Americanize it for you to like it.
Right.
And even when they Americanized it, they just ported it over. The first season is almost a complete retread of the first season of the English Office. And then they decided to really go their own way and retool the show. Michael Scott was retooled from... he's a bully jerk in the first season.
Yeah, he really
And then, much like Homer Simpson, he instead becomes this dreamer kind of fantasy guy that you're really rooting for. Because he's such a sad sack, right? So, what is The Office about, Rachel? What is the
My
plot of the show?
family. It's just, I don't know. I think, and I mean, I liked it the first time I watched it all too, but now that I work in an office, I relate even more.
Right, so, but the show is a documentary, a faux documentary, about the people who work.
Which might be why I like it, because I'm obsessed with documentaries.
Yeah, it's a fake documentary.
Documentaries are
And
my
that
favorite
surprises
thing.
me, because whenever they put one on, I walk out of the room.
Right. Well, this is about the people who work at Dunder Mifflin, which is a paper company in Scranton, Pennsylvania. And the reason that Gervais said he picked a paper company was he wanted to pick the most boring place ever, so that you could really see what it's like to what's wrong with these people. Why do they work here? And the way the English version and the American version differ is that the English version is mostly about embarrassment and social faux pas, and the American one is that too, but they also really like each other on the show.
Yes, they're a family.
That's the part that really, and I think the episode that personifies that the most is season 1 or 2, the Dundies.
2.
Season 2.
The Dundies.
That's the Dundies. And that's where once a year, Michael, the boss, gives out these trophies to the people in the office. And it's this big to-do where he's basically the center of attention, and he's giving out these awards to people, and they're embarrassing. Pam has gotten longest engagement for 3 years because her fiance Roy will never set a date, right? And in the course of that episode, another group of people come into the restaurant and start making fun of Michael. And the people in the office suddenly realize, look, he's an idiot. But he's our idiot. Yes. And no one makes fun of him but us. And that's when they take the Dundies for real. And Pam's drunk, and Stanley gets up and gets one, and Kevin gets one. And you really, that's the moment I think the show really starts to gel, because you get that these people really like each other. Yeah, they're stuck working together. You have to like each other, right? To some degree. But
I love all the people I work with. Even though in real life, I would only know like 1 or 2 outside of work. That's just the way it is. Right?
Right. No, you're cast in with these people.
Yeah.
And it's sink or swim. And The Office really personifies that in a way that very few workplace shows have shown. Like, I used to watch, it's a show I just remember from the 90s. I used to watch News Radio. Remember News Radio?
I remember you watching that.
I watched it because Dave Foley was on it, and Dave Foley was from Kids in the Hall, and I really like Kids in the Hall. Phil Hartman was on it, too. And that show was about a news radio program, station, and it was a lot like WKRP in Cincinnati. Out of all the workplace sitcoms, gosh, what would you... I mean, The Office would be the top, because it's the most real, right? But I also grew up loving Alice... News Radio, WKRP in Cincinnati. It's a Living. Remember It's a Living? About the cocktail waitresses?
I love all those childhood shows. I have fond memories of them all. I was a TV junkie.
Yeah, I was too.
Like every day, all day long. That's all I did. But gosh, The Office.
Why do you watch The Office all day?
I don't know, but if you put it on, I seriously can't turn it off. You have to turn it off. You have to remove me from the situation. I won't go to bed. I won't eat. I won't do nothing. I will just sit there and watch episode after episode. My dream in life is to take a vacation and not have to do anything but watch from 1 to 9 in a row.
Favorite episode?
The field trip.
What? They have a lot of field trips.
The field trip where Michael takes them all, and Jim and Pam are not together because he's with the ugly girl.
Oh, you're talking about the
ugly girl?
The Survivor.
You don't like Karen?
No.
Would they go on Survivor?
Yes, because she keeps Pam and Jim together. That's just a really good one.
This is the episode I haven't seen yet.
Yeah, you haven't seen this one yet.
We're getting there. I'm waiting. I know we're almost to it again.
Yeah, that's a pretty good episode.
That was an amazing episode.
Mine is...
She walks on the... Oh, I can't say. I don't want to... Spoilers! Okay.
Cover yours, Josie. We need to talk about it. It's the one where Pam, out of all of them, walks the coals.
Yes.
Because Pam, in that episode, realizes she's still in love with Jim. It's going to be a thing. And she needs to work it out herself because Jim's not going to be there for her.
Yeah.
Yeah. They really did a good job of keeping Jim and Pam apart as long as they could. But still being real. That was the thing. It still was very real. It wasn't like moonlighting.
It kind of was a little bit. I was a huge moonlighting fan.
Yeah.
All the way till they got together. That was the...
Right, but neither one of those people pined for each other. That's what I'm saying, is that when they got together, it was almost as they're finally together. As opposed to, my God, so-and-so really loves so-and-so.
Yeah.
And when Moonlighting got together, when David and Maddie got together, it ruined the show. It broke the show. Because that's what we were waiting for. They did it right in The Office.
Even when they got together and
it didn't ruin it. Yeah,
they were still Pam and Jim. It was still the most amazing love story ever.
Yeah. Favorite character on the show?
Jim. His looks are to
Jim.
His little dopey faces he makes.
Are you talking about the side smirk he does when the camera zooms in on him?
Yeah.
I love them all. I can't
the one that Karen makes fun of.
Yeah.
Up there, Meredith.
Hashtag
goals.
Hashtag goals.
Yeah.
You want to be Meredith?
I am Meredith.
Just describe Meredith, Josie.
Meredith is like this. I don't know why you like her.
Because she's the older chick, but she's still the party person.
No, but she's not the good party person.
She's a wreck.
She doesn't take care of her child. she doesn't. All she does is drink, and
these are problems how?
you should care about us.
I do, but I'm just saying I see her point sometimes. She's funny.
I like Creed.
I was say, Josie, who's your favorite character?
Creed
Creed?
is good.
I wouldn't say Creed is my favorite, but
It's hard not to like Creed. Cause
you can't
Creed,
you can't hate Creed.
Creed is just weird. And
He's
sometimes
just so
you need weird.
It's just out of the blue, he says random things that don't relate to the episode.
So
and
let's
that's
do
a
the
great
core.
thing.
The core characters are Michael, Dwight,
And
Pam and Jim, Stanley, Phyllis, Angela,
Love Angela.
Kevin,
Andy.
Oscar. No, Andy's not one of the
No, he
the
comes over
originals.
from Scranton. He's not.
no,
He's late
but
in the
like
game.
in the later seasons, he's on all like the covers
Well, yeah.
and stuff. So
Right, but
But
you
the
could also
original.
would you also say Gabe?
No, he's the only.
yeah, you
unlike-
have to say Gabe. You have to say what's her face? What's the one?
What about Kelly and Ryan?
The adopted parents.
Aaron.
Aaron.
I like
I
Aaron.
don't like Aaron, but you know, she didn't end up with Andy, and that bothered
That
me.
bothered me too.
Why did they not put them? Oh, she got her parents back, but she's not together with Andy.
Well, life isn't always about getting together. Sometimes it's about being apart. I mean, look at the end of the episode, at the end of the series, Kevin gets fired.
But he owns a bar.
He owns a bar.
His own bar.
Yeah, they did go out of their way to make him okay.
To sum it up, yep.
So the series opens with Michael Scott in trouble, having to fire somebody that doesn't exist because he's an idiot.
Yeah.
We
Right.
haven't even mentioned. Oh, but that's later in the season.
What?
But
Holly.
Holly's
Holly's
great.
great.
Yeah, Holly shows up
She's
late.
the chick Michael.
And we didn't mention Toby either.
Toby
Well,
deserves
Toby.
so much more. Like you know, in
Just
Stranger
glad he got the
Things,
bathrobe.
where they're like, "Oh my God, Barb, justice for Barb." No, I'm over here, justice for Toby.
He is kind of boring though. I don't
As
know.
Austin would say, he's the butt monkey
He has a
of
cute
the
kid
group.
in the show.
What does that mean? He's the butt monkey
The
of the
butt
show.
monkey is he's just always the reoccurring joke that nobody likes. That's
Wow.
a
Oh,
butt
how about
monkey.
Stanley? He's underrated too. Stanley
Stanley.
is great.
How about
Stanley's
Roy?
great.
Daryl?
Roy's hot.
Roy's hot.
Ew, no.
Oh, I think he's hot.
Mother,
I'm just saying.
you are not allowed to like Roy.
But Pam
Roy's
had to go for the
terrible.
dopey faces more. I get it. I would have been a sucker for him too.
Okay, so
Why
Can
are
we
you
talk?
quiet?
Can we talk about ships and couples?
yeah, go ahead.
That's the whole like reason I actually watched.
I think I was analyzing it today, like, because we've put on Family Ties, we've watched Laverne and Shirley on Hulu, and they
Brady
don't
Bunch, we went through
Brady
all
Bunch.
that.
They don't resonate the way this one resonates. And the reason The Office resonates more with you guys is that there are through lines. Because in a traditional sitcom, the show opens, there's a problem, they solve the problem, and somebody learns a lesson. That's the plot of every Three's Company, Brady Bunch, you name
This
it.
company's really bad.
But The Office has threads that go through, like the Angela Dwight thing takes years to come to fruition.
It continues like one long story.
Yeah, it's like a soap opera,
Yeah.
but funny. And the other interesting thing about The Office is its use of silence in the show. There's a lot of moments where the characters just stare at the camera, and you get to project onto them what they're
Jim's dopey
feeling.
faces. I
They
love
just
Yeah.
zoom in on his faces.
No,
and
you
that's
know what
one of
is
the greatest
also great
things.
is that they do every holiday. Like they seriously do all the holidays.
Yeah, well,
They have
that's
episodes-
that's what work is.
Not just like one or two. I know.
They have
And
one
have,
every season for
Yeah,
every
there's
holiday.
always a holiday they're celebrating, and the party committee is always
The
by
party
way,
planning committee.
I'm the party planning committee at my work, and we're having a potluck birthday this Thursday. I'm excited. It has a theme, and it's like all done up this time. We got all crazy.
My favorite episode is Casino Night.
Oh, that's a good
That's
one.
a good one.
Because that's where Jim finally
Yeah.
confesses his love. It's done.
That's a hard one.
It's done with a lot of silence.
That really hurts
and it's
me
very
inside.
real. Yeah, it hurts, right? I think that's why I like it, because it's very real and just it's very raw, which is very weird for a sitcom.
Yeah.
I don't
Yeah.
know if I could pick a favorite episode. I have favorite moments, but I can't pick an episode.
Have you seen the one where Andy punches the wall?
I've seen the one where he kicks the trash can
Yeah, that was his first episode,
because
Jim's trying
Jim
to-
put his calculator in Jello.
which is what he did to Dwight on
How
the
about
first episode.
Holly and Michael's proposal.
Oh, so
like
many
the most
candles.
romantic thing on TV.
The sprinklers went off.
That
was
so perfect.
It added to it. It was a beautiful.
When they open that door and they're all lined up with candles, will you marry me? Like going all the way down.
Yeah.
Oh my God. I don't think there could be a better proposal.
I don't know how they came up with that, but like, thank God.
Oh, yes.
Now, The Office is also a lot about
I would marry that writer. That was amazing.
about social
episode.
embarrassment. You know, there's a lot of the shows are about
Scott's Tots.
cringing, and I mean that's
Scott's Tots
that's probably the hardest one to
actually-
watch
That's a hard one to watch. I'm like, oh, how's he going to get out of this
because
one?
Michael Scott.
And even after we watch it 50,000 times, if you put it on again the next day,
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, how's he going to get out of this one?
This is an episode where when these young black kids are in like third grade, Michael promises them if they graduate, he'll pay for their college, and the time has come to they're all graduating. And he doesn't have the money.
They were in like middle school then, and it's been like 8 years or something.
So he shows up with a gift for them, and he goes, "I can't pay for your college, but I can pay for your laptop battery." And he gives them batteries. Like it's really
Even
hard
that
to
one
watch.
has a good ending. The scene with that kid towards the end.
Yeah, the kid finally comes out and says, "I wouldn't have graduated if you hadn't
Right.
said that to me," and it's very
I thought you
touching.
were talking about them singing the song in the car.
Oh yeah,
with
that's
Aaron.
hard to watch. Oh, but their Life is a Highway.
No, they're singing the Scott's Tots song that they sing
Oh,
in,
yeah,
in
yeah.
the car.
I thought you were talking about when Holly moves, and they're singing
Oh
"Life
my
is
God,
a
that
Highway,"
is such a good episode.
and
that's
Michael
a good
decides he's not
episode.
staying with her for the weekend. He's going back
Yeah.
home. It's over.
Ugh.
Yeah.
Life is a highway.
The only reason that I could see
all night long.
me actually being okay with Aaron's character, other than the fact that she didn't end up with Andy, was her and Michael's relationship was really cute. He was like a dad to her.
Yeah.
Right, yeah. Well, and what's good about a show that's on that long is the characters have a chance to grow. Because we were watching it, and having seen it all the way through, we know what Erin's character is. But she's not like that in the first few episodes.
Yeah.
They didn't
Develop.
figure out how to make
Right.
her funny until 3 or 4
But
in.
I love that Michael's kind of the dad of all of them. And in the very last episode, when he shows up and plays the dad role at
Yeah.
that wedding, oh my God, right to the heart.
Yeah, so Michael ends up leaving the show because
Because they wanted to see us cry inside.
Steve
Because he
Carell
got too
had a
famous.
movie career.
Yeah.
So he goes to live with Holly in Connecticut, Colorado.
Colorado.
Yeah.
And then at the very end, and they go, 3 seasons without him?
It's a long time.
It's a long time, and some of the episodes are terrible.
And
And he
I
was the manager.
like Will Ferrell's guy.
No, I hated him.
I liked him.
He was
I didn't
so
like the guy
weird.
from
Why
Pretty in
was he
Pink.
so weird?
His character's
James
annoying.
Spader.
Yeah.
He played Mr. California.
Yeah. I didn't
Oh,
really
Mr.
care for him.
California.
But I liked Will Ferrell. I liked Buddy the Elf.
And then-
he did just he
and
kind of
then-
played Buddy the Elf.
For the last episode, which was nice, it was nearly an hour, they wrapped up everybody's
Which
storyline.
is exactly all I asked for in life
Yeah,
from a TV show.
but that's a tough call because there's a lot of characters, and to wrap them all up, and some of them were wrapped up a few episodes prior, but the main characters, Dwight
Because
is
Kelly
finally.
and Ryan run away, even though they leave the baby.
They
But
leave
that
his
works out in the
child.
favor because what's the other
the-
manager lady, the girl, the redhead?
Yeah, she takes
got
the baby. Yes,
So everything wraps up.
and then
so
Michael
nicely.
Scott shows up to be Dwight's best man at the last moment,
Mm-hmm.
and you find out that he's got kids. Finally, he's got 2 or 3 cell phones to hold pictures of his kids, and you also find out he only has 2 lines in the whole episode. He says, "That's what she said," and then he says, "This is what every parent wants to see
You're
their kids
right.
grow up and marry each other," and then that's it. Because you can tell he didn't want to be the focus. He wanted them to be the focus.
Yeah.
I love
But it's very
how,
funny,
like,
the wedding where they're sitting on hay bales, and Dwight goes, "Okay, it's time for the reception. Everybody pick up your hay bale and take it
move
with you."
over. There's hooks on the aisle.
What's that,
Yep.
Josie?
I love how Jim was only nice to Dwight. Like the last episode, it took them so long to become friends.
Yeah.
Yeah, you
True
can, and you
friends.
can tell by the end that I think I remarked to your mother as you're watching, like that all that nonsense. They're done with it. They've got kids. They're growing up. They're married. And the goofiness is over with
Well,
that.
even the friendship between Pam and Dwight towards the
Oh
end.
my God,
That was so touching.
Which part are you talking about?
At the end, Pam and Dwight have a scene about being best friends. Like, it was really...
Dwight
know what
has
I'm
a
talking
scene
about.
where he's talking about everyone. He was talking about change,
Yes.
how everything changes. And he talks about how Pam was his best friend throughout everything.
It was really touching. I was like, oh. Like, he really cherished her. And you don't
Now,
see that. till
we
the end.
skipped a few of the episodes of the year. Josie didn't watch the farm episode, which is the fake
Farm?
pilot for the Dwight Schrute show.
Oh my god, there was supposed to be a Dwight Schrute.
Yeah, there's one episode mixed in. It's terrible.
Oh.
No, there's no terrible.
It's pretty bad.
There's no terrible.
It's pretty
here.
bad. The Brady
We're not-
Bunch did the same
We're
thing.
not knocking off
It's called a backdoor pilot.
If I could go back in time, my biggest regret is not buying all the crap from Target, even though it was only dollar stuff.
We did buy it all, and we used it all. It was pads of paper and pins.
No, but I want it now.
It's
I
too late.
need that in my life now.
It's too late now.
It's okay.
How about an office ride at Universal Studios?
Office
A dark
anything.
ride.
There's rumors of them bringing the show back, and they don't even have to bring them all back. I
2018.
get some of them are big; they're not all going to come. Right now, it could be a show that just as an office that Stanley's working at, or Creed is at. Like that's all I would call it, the office, and I'd be happy with
a lot
that.
of them on Instagram.
She does
And
in real life.
Pam's actress and Angela's actress have nothing going on. They're being old women.
Old women
Angela has like 3 kids,
better than
and all
cats.
she posts about are her children.
Yeah.
And her most recent post is she's standing by a sign with the name Dwight on it, and she goes, "I had to pull over."
Yeah, she saw a road sign.
It said Dwight.
Yeah, she got out of the car and took a picture with it. Why didn't I go to the stupid convention?
Yeah, in 2008, they had an office convention.
It would have been worth saving and flying for.
in Scranton, Pennsylvania, where a few
Now
of
I
the
just
actors
watch it
showed
on
up.
YouTube and go, oh, I could have been there.
Yeah. You had children, young children.
Oh well, maybe they'll do a 30 reunion or something eventually, right?
No, because at this point now, the actors will just start dying off.
Oh,
Oh
don't
my
even go
god!
there.
Is Creed dead?
No.
No, but that's what
Probably the
happens.
closest though.
You grow up watching a sitcom and then they all die. I mean, I love Different Strokes. They're all dead.
No, don't say that. They better get back together and do one more something for us,
They're all busy.
One of them
like
posted
a Christmas special.
John
posted a
Krasinski.
script of an episode that never got like done. It just the script, and they said that they needed to get back together, and they tagged everyone in it.
Yeah. Well, the British version did that. They did a Christmas special where they all came back for Christmas.
Oh,
Yeah, but the British version is probably not very good.
it's not.
It is good.
No.
It's just not your humor.
It's not our people.
John Krasinski's on the Amazon channel. He's Jack Ryan from the Tom Clancy novels now. So everybody's busy.
They
He-
need to get unbusy.
We watched that movie he directed. It was terrible.
If I had all the money in the world,
Away We Go.
I would use it to bring back The Office.
That's it.
That's it.
That would take a lot of money. And
That happened on. You're talking about an episode of 30 Rock where he got the cast of Night Court back for a proper finale.
See, that's what I need to do.
That's
they
what you
have
need.
a proper finale. They ended it.
Your brother just wants to be in the office.
I kind of am.
Now we went down
We
to
need a
the.
documentary at our school where they just follow around financial aid. Because we would be an episode. We have characters, let me
Who
tell
would
you.
everyone be?
Well, they wouldn't be the same people, but we have characters on their own. Trust me. And they're interesting in a boring sort of way. I don't know how to describe
I'm not
it.
sure what that
Is
means.
there a love story?
I hope not. Your mother's married.
See, it wouldn't be the same.
No, well, there's still a lot of good stories.
I used to listen to an Office podcast called That's What She Said, and they would take each half-hour episode, storyline by storyline, and break it down, and the episodes would last like an hour. You should archive those and listen to those.
Yeah, I should.
Because they went through season after season. That's What She Said. The Office.
There's so many T-shirts I want.
We went to the Valley and took a picture in front of the building.
I know we have to go back. That was years
The Dunder
ago.
Mifflin
And
building.
Was there?
You were
I would
like
imagine
2.
it's just a regular office building now.
Yeah, but you can tell from the outside. It was so obvious.
Oh, yeah, well, we went. It said Dunder Mifflin.
Yeah, but it was still. I mean, the whole parking. It was just so obvious. Like you saw
Do they like
all the
lock it
episodes,
off?
all the walks.
Well, it
in the
was locked
car,
up because
all the-
when we went, it was still being used for
Yeah.
filming.
Oh.
Now it would just be somebody's office.
Right.
Do you think they get people out running and like quoting the
Oh, I'm
office
sure.
in
Yeah,
there,
absolutely.
Reenacting scenes?
That show Breaking Bad had a scene in New Mexico at a house where a pizza gets thrown on the roof. And
They
that
get
guy's
pizzas thrown at
that
their
guy's
roof?
would charge $20 and you could throw a pizza on his roof. He had a whole business going.
Oh my God, we could reenact the Meredith getting run over.
Yeah, I can hit you with the
getting
car, no
hit
problem.
With the car up against the.
We could do
Yeah.
the bird death where they're talking about.
Where they play
like-
the flute.
Yes.
Yes.
Oh, when Pam goes outside, we just watched the time Dwight running around the building.
Oh yeah, and then she
And she's just
leaves.
using a temperature thing. She's like, he doesn't even know I'm not really timing him. I'm gonna go back inside now. One more lap, Dwight. So evil. I love it.
How many episodes have you watched?
All of them. What do you mean?
I mean, because multiple times.
Yeah. Oh, you're talking times?
Yeah,
That's not possible.
100 more.
Of each episode? I don't know.
You probably all together. If you watch an episode 5 times, that's 5 times. Some of these episodes you've seen 10 times or more.
Right.
Yeah, but there's more than.
You guys are
100
nuts.
episodes.
You're absolutely
Cannot
nuts.
get enough. It's the only thing I think about is going home to watch The Office.
The only,
Now,
my reward
for
for the
91
day.
Reasons, The Office has a Back to the Future connection.
what?
What is the Back to the Future connection?
What?
Michael's boss, Jan, was originally in Back to the Future.
That's who?
When Eric Stoltz was Marty McFly, she was Jennifer Parker. And when they fired Eric Stoltz, they had to fire Melora Hardin too because she was too tall for Michael J. Fox. So she missed out on being...
Whatever, she was in The Office.
Yeah, but that was
The
30 years
Office.
later, 20-something years later.
The Office.
The Office is way better.
Oh my God, Dad found something at the store the other day that looks exactly like The Warehouse. A play set.
It's that one of those South Park Lego sets.
But it looks like The Warehouse. Like, we could make it so easily. I know, I want The Office too,
look,
but I'll take
here's
The
my
Warehouse.
problem. If I would get rid of anything, I'd get rid of the warehouse entirely.
There's so many good things that happen down there. What's
No.
wrong with you?
You wouldn't get rid of Vance refrigeration?
Oh no, he's great. But I would totally get rid of the warehouse. When did they come in need? Other than Daryl moving up into the office, which totally wasn't needed.
Was needed. I love Daryl. I love when he had a bigger part.
Duncan Flicka.
Duncan Flicka.
I love
Daryl's
Daryl.
not needed. Roy is not needed.
Love Roy.
The warehouse.
she's
is
cutting
not
characters.
The Warehouse people. I don't
The
know.
warehouse needs to go away entirely.
No,
All of
Warehouse
the
is
reason that
good.
it's there is to make Michael socially awkward.
The
around
basketball
everyone.
episode is in The Warehouse. It's one of the most popular ones ever. Oh, when they lose weight and they weigh themselves down in the warehouse every
Don't
week.
you love that scene
How
where
about when they do the casino's in the warehouse? Everything's in the warehouse.
he goes down to the warehouse to say goodbye,
and that's where
and he goes, "Catch you on the flippity flip." And he's hit, how many times has he done? Like 10
See
times?
you on the flippity flip.
See you on the flippity flip.
Pam and Angela and Dwight, they always sneak off to the warehouse. Warehouse is great.
Who's the star of the show? Steve Carell?
I would say it's probably Jim and Pam.
Yeah,
They're the
I
stars.
don't know. That's a hard one.
Michael's had episodes on him, but
Don't you
the
love
story
when-
focuses on them.
He has a George Foreman grill in his room to cook bacon,
and he
And he
burns his
and he
steps
arm.
steps on it, and they wrap his foot in bubble wrap.
Yep. There's so many good episodes. You could just go on
That's
and
the
on
episode
and
where
on.
Dwight like hits his head and he doesn't make sense of anything.
Yeah, he's normal.
Really,
Yeah.
really nice to Pam.
Yeah. What about when Jim shows up dressed as Dwight?
Bears
Oh.
beats Battlestar Galactica.
That's
Question: What's the best kind of bear?
great. Yes.
Well, there are two schools of thought. False. Black bear.
Fact. Bears beats Battlestar Galactica.
Jim, what are you doing?
Identity theft is not a joke, Jim.
Michael?
Michael.
It's very funny. It's a funny show. I'm in this Facebook page for movie props, and a bunch of people have full Dwight costumes on mannequins in their house.
Really?
They have
Why would you
the.
put it on a mannequin? I just sat in it.
Oh my god, I want one of Pam's sweaters.
Well, you can't wear it.
Do
You
they
have to-
sell one of Pam's sweaters?
Yeah, they've sold everything.
I need Pam
But
sweaters.
these guys have all of
Pam
Dwight's.
sweaters.
This is the
There's
need.
one guy had a Michael Scott
Oh.
business
Or
card.
white Keds. Are they out there? The one she wears in the Dundee episode?
I feel God in this.
I
Chili's
feel
tonight.
God in this Chili's tonight.
Here
Cannot go
at
to
Chili's,
Chili's
we have
and
a
not say
policy
that.
of not over-serving.
I
Apparently,
think that's why I like Chili's
the
so much.
young lady was stealing drinks from other tables, so no, she is not welcome in any Chili's.
How much do you think people would pay for like just a piece of one of the pieces of clothing?
Yeah.
Well, they do it on trading cards all the time. It's about $30.
Or I wonder if they've ever, like, the toys on Michael's desk. Like, what happened to all these things?
It's the crew takes them home.
No, I
And
know.
sometimes they show up for sale.
Oh, well, you better watch.
I should watch, huh?
Yes.
Yeah.
I need something.
Well, on eBay right now.
Where is
on
the original, real Dwight bobblehead? Where is it now?
Oh, I'm
Ray
sure
Wilson
he
took
has
it home.
that.
It's him.
He deserves that. I'll
But
give him
Jim
that.
has the teapot, not Pam.
Yes.
On eBay right
He
now,
took the
there's some of
teapot.
Pam's pants.
Why would you want her pants?
People collect this stuff. It's
I want a sweater,
collectible.
not pants.
Who would want? No one ever sees her pants.
I want one of the candy dishes off her desk.
The candy dish.
The one you have to lift up.
What does she say about when the kids come to visit?
She put out extra candy on her desk so the kids will come talk to her so they'll like her.
Like the witch and Hansel and Gretel?
Yeah. Creepy.
Goodness.
How about that poster of babies playing saxophones?
Oh, my
there's
Angela
a
loves
whole
that.
episode on that.
Yeah.
Yeah. I wonder if that poster is available.
What about that frozen cat?
Because I'd buy that poster.
Do you want to go to Schrute Farms for an overnight stay?
Definitely not.
Irrigation room?
I'm good.
It's a great show. We watch it a lot.
They never decided on what Moe's was to Dwight. Because
Cousin.
Yeah,
brother.
He's just there.
They call him a cousin in one episode, for sure.
And
I don't know
then,
about-
But so much of Dwight's upbringing and history, they just make up. It's the weirdest crap. They just it's part German, part Dutch, all weird.
I have no idea how
Dwight's a
he
little
looked
Amish, too.
Yeah, Mose is very
I have no
Amish.
idea how they can do that. Like Michael can look into the camera and look like there's nothing going on.
Yeah, we
in his
were
head.
discussing that. He has a look that makes him look stupid, and that's really hard to do. And he's so
What
good
about
at
the company
it.
picnic when Holly's with the other guy?
That just hurts
Such
me.
a
I can't
good
watch
episode.
that. How is that good?
Oh.
It just hurts.
They're all
me.
good.
I'm trying to sit here and do my puzzles.
Oh, I love Stanley.
When we were on Etsy, we found pencils with all their quotes on
Yes.
it. We need the Dunder Mifflin. This is Pam.
It's just a
There's
pencil.
That's a
It's just a pencil. What are you going to do with a pencil?
I don't know. Show my pride for the office.
But what do you do?
What if
when
I
you sharpen
hire... We could hire... What's Pam's name for real? You know?
Jenna?
Jenna Fisher.
Yes.
We'll hire Jenna Fisher to come over and be your friend for a day as Pam.
Oh my god.
You can give her
Yes.
advice. You're so
Need
weird.
to know her.
It's so strange.
I want to meet any of them. I don't care who. I just want to
Kevin?
meet someone. Oh, how about Kelly? I really love her. I read her biography. She's a really interesting person.
Now here's the thing, folks. Rachel's into Young and the Restless. So
I grew up on
I
it.
got her. She has a picture sitting at one of the characters' desks, sitting on the park
It took me
bench.
44 years for that
And
to happen.
who took you to a night where you met them all?
Yeah, it took that many. My entire
I
lifetime.
thought you were gonna faint.
So maybe by the time I'm 80, I'll get to meet people from the office.
Eric Braden tapped on the glass. Hello.
I know.
Hello.
It
I mean,
went
would you
real.
get the same thrill of Kevin going, "It's nice to meet you"?
Yes, pretty much.
Why Kevin? You can't compare those two characters. See, Kevin's a side character, and that's like a main
Oh, sorry,
character.
sorry.
It's true. You can't compare anyone to Victor Newman.
No.
Victor Newman is like the equivalent of Michael Scott.
Yeah,
I
That's
forget.
how
I forget you
high
watched
level
this.
they are.
Both these shows.
she hasn't watched Young and the Restless in a
I-
long
it's-
time. She didn't stick with it
It's
the way
not
I have.
as good as I expected.
Well, it's adult.
Whatever. Abby got
it's not for
kidnapped
kids.
this week.
Who's Abby?
Nikki got
Her last
cut.
name is Normal. Abby Normal.
Oh my god, there's so much good. There's a sex ring going on right now, and
That's what I got your mom for a wedding gift, a sex ring.
Didn't one of them start a fire? Isn't there a lesbian relationship? This
Yes.
is the only
No,
thing I-
Harry Truman, Doris Day, Red China, Johnny
she's part of the
Ray.
sex ring.
We didn't
Ryan is
start
the fire guy.
Fire guy.
Ryan started the fire.
What's up, Tuna?
Tuna.
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 Oscar. Oscar's gay.
Oscar's great.
He's so funny.
Oscar deserves better. He's the Toby. They're both Tommy and Oscar are like equivalent because they don't get enough screen time, but they're both great characters.
I read that if there's a scene going on where you can see them in the background, that they're not doing dialogue. They're just surfing the internet on those computers.
I believe that.
Yeah, or playing solitaire.
The episode where Michael kisses Oscar.
Oh yeah, gay
Yeah.
witch hunt. God, that's so funny. Any last words on The Office?
No, let's keep talking about it.
Yes, more.
No last word.
It ended in England very fairly quickly. When they asked Ricky Gervais, he said, "Well, how long would camera crews follow a paper company around? Like honestly." Here in America, we milk things dry because it should have
we were
ended
on
when
for
Michael
9 years.
when Michael left. It should have ended. They should have burned down Dunder Mifflin
No,
and ended it.
no. I know you say those aren't good episodes, and I miss Michael too, but they're still good episodes.
But they're
Those
weird
characters are
because
alive and they're so funny.
they only had a certain number of parts to work with, and that's how you end up with Andy, the least qualified person ever to be running the
Yeah, but
office.
that's
That
why
made
it's
it great.
good.
Yeah, I didn't mind Andy.
No, because in the original version of The Office, or in the first few seasons, you're left you wonder a lot like how is Michael Scott the boss? He's a complete idiot.
Yeah, but his sales are.
But they made
the best
him
in the company.
an amazing salesman.
Yeah.
So every time he does something terrible, he does a sales thing that you're reminded like doesn't matter how big an idiot is. If somebody can do the job that well, they get to
Right.
keep the job, no matter how
Right.
dumb or crazy they are. You know. I don't think Charlie Sheen is talented at all, but people tune in, and that's why. What's that show called? 2.5 Men.
I've never watched an episode.
I mean, neither, but it's on syndication every
Yeah,
single
I've never
day.
watched it.
They made like 600 episodes of that stupid show.
How about Phyllis? We didn't mention Stinky Phyllis.
With her perfume.
They always talk about Phyllis smelling.
Because she's like an old person.
Yeah, numerous
You know she's
times.
11 years older than Michael Scott?
Interesting.
Or Steve Carell? Because in the show they're supposed to have gone to high school together.
Wow. Huh.
The episode where it's Michael's last Dundee and they end it with that song about how long he's worked there. Do you remember that?
Oh yeah,
Yes.
it's from Rent. In the original, it's 525,600
Yep.
minutes.
But they changed the
They
numbers.
changed it, yeah.
Yeah.
That's
a good
very
one.
touching.
Oh my god, I want to watch that one right now.
I was like crying.
Oh.
I also like that they chose, when Michael finally leaves, he takes his microphone off. And he hands it to the cameraman.
And then Pam.
And then Pam runs up, and you don't hear it because they're not on mic. It's very touching.
when she's running after him. Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a good
That
scene.
also crying again.
Yeah, that was a good one. There's a lot that make you cry.
What about
There's some
when
good ones.
Jim proposes at the quick
I
stop?
haven't seen that yet.
You haven't seen that yet? She doesn't see. She's missed some in the middle.
Because he keeps fooling her. He keeps getting down on one knee and he goes, Pam Beasley, will you help me tie my shoe? It's very funny.
As great as that is, I still think Holly and Michael's is better.
I haven't seen it, so I can't compare them.
Yeah. I love Pam and Jim more, but Holly's.
What about when Michael is sleeping with Pam's mother?
That's great.
Like,
They worked out. I
so
liked that,
embarrassing, though. Oh my god. Can you imagine?
What if that worked out?
I know, right?
Like, what if that was how the relationship?
Can you imagine your boss sleeping with your mom?
My boss would definitely not sleep with anyone's mom. Just saying. It's more of an Oscar type.
Okay. But that's funny, right?
Oh, pretty funny. Yeah.
You know, like when I talk about Berg, that was the one thing he always silently held above my head. You know, was that no matter what the argument was, no matter what the fight is, I'm still gonna sleep with your mom. And you're like, oh God. You know, is she really going out with him? Is she really gonna take me home tonight?
Oh,
Wow, that was really
They like
something.
that? Oh yeah, that's
You
my
should
life.
release an album.
An album, Don Berg sings the hits.
Yes. Can he sing, What is love? Baby, don't hurt me. That's like the best meme song.
Oh, right? All right, well, thanks for tuning into this episode of The Office.
yeah. If we get off now, we might be able to squeeze in one episode before I go to
my-
bed.
What
this,
episode?
this is
Maybe
my
the next
life,
one?
folks.
One episode.
What
I have
episode?
Netflix, and all I've watched is The Office.
And
You
Stranger
love us.
Things.
Over. Yeah, there was a brief respite to watch Stranger Things Season 2.
I'm so
Your
glad The Office
reactions
is
to
back.
the scenes during Stranger Things are so funny. You talk to the TV.
Well, I'm a writer. Yeah, that's what I do.
Every time something happens, you talk to the TV. You're like, no, don't go in there.
I don't do that. I don't do that.
Yes, you do.
I predict what's going to happen.
When Justin was running from the Demogorgon thing, you were like, no, go back. Go back.
Well, because I thought the Demodog
The Demodog.
was going to be like E.T. I thought he was going
It
to go.
was the good thing. That's why when they were trying to get out of the
Okay,
thing,
we're getting off
all
the
the
They never-
Demogorgons
they never
ran
paid that
away
off.
from
I mean,
them.
I think
they
it was
did.
better than the
He
first
didn't
season.
die at the end.
But I don't think it was all that wonderful.
No, I'm done. Nope. Goodbye, everyone.
I hate everything you choose to be.
Yeah,
Toby.
no, it's all about The Office.
Why are you the way that you are?
Because I love The Office.
Are you saying The Office is better than Stranger Things?
Yes.
What about when they try to frame Toby for buying drugs with a
Yes.
sandwich
that's
bag full of
hilarious.
salad?
Yes.
Why would you put a caprese salad in my office drawer, Michael?
That's a good impression.
Pam, I was
Can you
wondering.
do impressions of anyone else?
Yeah, who do you want?
You can do Stanley.
Can you do Stanley?
I'll live for Pretzel Day.
Oh my God,
Pretzel Day!
We watch Pretzel Day.
Pretzel Day!
It's the one day I
They
like
have
to
a
come to
T-shirt
work.
on Etsy that says "I love Pretzel Day."
Yeah, the office has one too.
I
the
need
Vista
that.
store.
I need that. Just
I'll
saying.
stand in line all day for
Can
Pretzel
you
Day.
do Dwight?
We'd all do Dwight.
Yeah.
You know, Michael. Question: if you confess, you'll be punished less.
Oh my goodness.
All right. What's the best Jim prank on Dwight?
Oh, when he is Dwight.
When he is Dwight?
That's the greatest.
Not Asian Jim.
What's
Not when he
what-
moved his desk to the bathroom or put all
when
his
he
stuff
wrapped his desk in
Wrapping
wrapping paper.
That's a
Yeah.
good one, too.
The vending machine, putting all the stuff in the
Ooh,
vending
pencil
machine.
cup.
I don't know the one we just watched right now where he breaks his phone on top of the building waiting for the helicopter.
Yeah.
So he gets the text.
But that was
on
Pam.
board.
Pam did that to him.
Pam did do that.
What about when he sent Dwight faxes from future Dwight?
Oh yeah,
Oh,
don't
that's
drink
great.
the coffee. The coffee is poison.
And then he runs and knocks it out of
Stanley's hand, and so it's like, why do you do that?
Yeah, that was great.
Funny stuff, man.
I don't
The
like
Office.
Ryan.
Over Creed actually fell to the ground.
Did you know The Office has a Knott's Berry Farm connection?
What?
What?
One of the guys in 1996 that I was on the street team with, Aaron Shore, was an executive producer on The Office.
Well, look him
And
up.
he even wrote. I have him on Facebook.
He needs to tell me Office stories because he probably has
He-
good ones.
he wrote an
Come on the
episode.
show. What's his name?
Aaron.
We like you, Aaron.
He wrote Hey King,
You gotta give us the
Oh,
plot.
yeah.
the Hey King episode. I'm telling you the plot.
Is that where Angela gets with the senator?
Yeah,
And like
yeah,
the rest
yeah.
of the season is her going, I'm with the senator.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
the senator.
And our friend Kristen went to improv school with Angela. That's another connection we have. We're like very closely connected to The Office. The Office. All right, well,
We love The Office.
You know what we should watch instead of an episode? On YouTube, there are like 20-minute long videos about just the bloopers from season 2.
No, I want to watch another episode before we go to
and they
bed.
also did an online web series about The Office that only starred a few of the people plus this new guy. The new guy I was in Groundlings with, so there's another connection to The Office.
Whatever with your connections, it doesn't get me any closer to any of the people.
The show's
in the office.
defunct.
It's not. they're
You
still
were not
out there.
into it this much when it was on the air.
I didn't work in an office. I think that helps.
The other Restless, I delivered. This one, you can't go back in time.
You can still deliver. They're still out there.
You have to do it while it's on. I
They're
got
not
on the
dead.
set. I was
Yeah.
on the set of Family Ties while it was on the air.
Yeah, but don't you still...
And I was into it. That's why I got to see the parking lot at least.
Yes, we saw the
Thank
parking
God.
lot.
We have pictures.
Yes. All right. It's time to watch Threat Level Midnight.
Oh my god, that's one of my favorites.
Threat Level Midnight,
That's
the Michael
so
Scarn new
good.
movie.
Golden face, and he's just covered in gold glitter.
Was it Dwiggett?
Do we get...
Yes.
All right, well, thanks for tuning into this episode of 91 Reasons. I am the voice. I am Jeff. I am the office manager here. And I have my assistant to the office manager, assistant to the voice.
Rachel.
She thinks she's assistant voice, but she's assistant to the voice.
Yes.
Yes, and then I have Tuna here. Taco, I mean.
Taco.
She had a taco on her first day at work here, so we call her Taco. You like that?
I think the episodes where he's at Stanford are some of the good ones. Because, Andy is such a weird character.
I want my phone to ring. Dunder Mifflin, this is Pam.
Dunder Mifflin, this is Pam.
You
Yeah.
probably find that easy on the
Oh,
internet.
I want that.
You'd hate it after about a day.
Never.
Wait. You just...
Never.
No, you get a phone call. You're in a meeting or anything. And it just goes, Dunder Mifflin, this is
Or every
Pam.
time Carl texts me, because then it would go off a lot. Dunder Mifflin, this is Pam.
If he
Dunder Mifflin, this is
wait,
Pam.
if he texts you a lot at one time, it wouldn't even finish it. It'd be dunder, Mifflin, this is Pam.
At work, Daniel's phone rings the Ewok celebration song, and they go, Luka Tuka Luda. It's really annoying. And then for a while, do you remember when my phone rang the Back to the Future jingles?
Yeah, that was just weird.
And your mom was like,
so
sounds like Tinkerbell. I'm like, it's Back to the Future.
I don't like your like ringtone now because it's like a piano note or something. And one of my favorite songs starts with just that note.
Your mother's already yelled at me about my Facebook notification
every time
today.
it comes on,
ding. I don't know what that is.
You're a weird
every
ding.
time it comes on, I automatically start
How come I
singing
don't get a
the song.
ding when I get Facebook stuff? Because I get a lot of Facebook
You turned
stuff.
off your notifications.
Yeah.
Well, I get the little red thing showing me that there's something new on there.
No, but you turned off your sound.
She can help you. Josie, do you find it interesting watching The Office that everybody has a flip phone? Because that's when it took place.
That's
There's before smartphones. When they go to the convention, they do show a BlackBerry, which was the first kind of smartphone that came out.
Was that the one with the flips out the
That's the one that Michael's punching, the guy in the costume.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Oh, and Scott Arroyo was on an episode of The Office.
Who?
A guy I worked with at Knott's. He's the waiter that tries to get him to leave the restaurant, and they end up eating sushi on the car hood.
Oh.
Michael and Dwight.
Really?
There you go. Another connection. Office connections.
Why can we not, like...
It's over. The show is over.
Bring it
There's
back.
nothing you can do.
Bring it back.
If Movieland was still around, you could go to a Movieland Wax office.
Yeah. No.
I still think we need to make The Office in, like, action figures.
How about a color form set?
I think so too.
What's
How about an office color form
went
set?
color form?
You don't even know what color forms are?
What's color form?
How do you explain color forms? Plastic stickies with a backdrop?
That's dumb.
At Comic-Con, they sell a Nicolas Cage one at that store we always go to.
That's dumb.
What's the store that had the This Is Fine dog?
Oh, that's some...
Tampatico or Tapatico?
Tapatico.
I either want Legos or a doll. I can't decide.
Legos? We could just build them out of Legos.
I'm sure if you go on YouTube, there's already a Lego office. We'll check it out.
Oh, yeah, tons of stuff.
All right, we're going to go check out
Etsy.
office-related nonsense. Right? Thanks for
Yes.
tuning into this episode of
If anybody
of
ever
The
wants
Office.
to binge watch The Office with me, I'm your girl. Just I would never say
Hit us
no.
up.
If you were going to have
Hit
an
us up.
office party, what would you serve?
We were gonna give away the Dundies.
Dundies.
Yeah,
You can
I've already
decorate
thought
it.
about
It
that
is
for
your
my
birthday with, like, the little limp balloons everywhere.
Well, what are you going to serve?
What am I gonna serve?
Yeah.
Ice cream cake,
Ice cream cake?
mint chocolate ice
Dunder-
cream cake.
Mint chocolate chip ice cream.
Dunder
Yeah.
muffins.
Dunder muffin? Oh, that's good.
I was trying to like think of things that stood out on the show because they had so many parties, like things that they had.
Well, you just,
Oh, the double fudge
you just have it.
brownies.
You just have it catered by
Angela's
Chili's.
brownies.
Oh, Chili's. Oh, we
Remember
have
when
it
they-
in a
Have
Chili's.
it at Chili's.
When they
Let's
go
have it
to,
at
they have the
Chili's and give away
Dundies.
awards.
The Dundies are at Chili's. The office meeting is at
Do
Chili's.
you think I'd get it? Do you think my friends would get mad at me if I give away like white a sneaker award and stupid stuff like
Yeah,
that?
they would not get the joke, honey.
Well,
You
then
would,
they,
you would upset
well, do not
everybody.
need to be my
You've
friend.
already been
well.
fired for doing something like that.
Wait, what?
That's different.
When
Your mother was
I need
fired
the
from her
story
job.
Here, you were fired for your job for that.
Let go. Because some people do not
What does
have
that
a sense
mean?
of-
Like, what does let go mean, Josie?
Let go means she was fired.
Some
Yeah,
people do not
her
have
boss
a sense
is-
of humor.
her boss-
No, please give me the whole story here.
It was funny. And I was like the it girl.
Your mother
at
worked
Movieland Wax
at
Museum.
Movieland Wax Museum.
With the weird, creepy wax people?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
I worked in
And
the gift store and the candy
Her
barrel.
boss was a Filipino woman named Peanut Cacao.
Why are you giving her a name? What if she's listening?
Her name was Peanut Cacao. What do we care?
Peanut?
This is 20 years
Do you think she
ago.
remembers me?
No.
Are you
She's
sure?
probably
It
dead.
was pretty memorable.
She's probably dead.
Can you get to the story?
So do you know what a slam book is?
Oh, Mom showed me. It's like a book, and you give them questions, and everyone has to write their answer
Yeah.
like a number.
Your mother
really like that,
made
though.
one.
Uh-huh.
no,
for
I made
when-
a yearbook.
It had a yearbook portion where she gave everybody like mean
I can
titles.
tell you the exact one I got fired
I know
for.
what- I know
there
which
was this
one.
really ugly girl. who
So
kinda
you're
looked-
already fired.
There was this really ugly
She wasn't
girl.
very friendly.
Okay,
so
well, give us
and-
the story. What'd you write?
I put little things under their pictures, and hers was, "Dude looks like a lady." I don't know why it upset her so much.
Because you called her a man.
This was a true fact.
Women don't like to be called men.
Did you really put that?
I did. And I passed it around and got autographs just like in high school.
Yeah.
And I had like the popular clique, which was me and my
And
friends.
then, did it not come back one time? Is that what happened? You're like, where to go? And then
Yeah,
Peanut's like,
Peanut
please
had
come
it.
to my office.
Yep, pretty much.
Yeah.
She said that a lot of people's feelings were hurt. But I gave everybody true, like, best couple.
Can you give us
like,
more?
Here's the
examples?
thing, Josie. The office was big when I worked at Knott's. I still work at Knott's, but Jonathan Horowitz worked there, a good friend of mine, and Karen Norris worked there. And Jonathan loved The Office, and he had an adage: if you work in an office setting and you can't figure out who the Michael Scott is, it's you. Your mother was the Michael Scott of Movieland. The goofy, she thinks she's just kidding, and everything she does, the other people go, oh my God.
Everybody loved me there.
They loved you as you left. You were fired, Rachel. It's so funny.
I was let go.
I want a sweater, like not like a hoodie, like a sweater with Prison Mike on it.
Whatever. I'd been there like 2 years. It was really over for me. I was really done anyways.
You were a baby when they shut down. We have footage of you as a baby going through it.
She went like literally the week she was born.
Yeah.
I'm so glad we went one
and
last
it closed.
time.
We took videos and pictures. Movieland was this gigantic mega complex right here on Beach Boulevard.
Now it's like a Titanic thing.
Well, no,
right?
it's gone. They tore it down.
The Starbucks is the gift shop I worked at front.
Oh.
The round Starbucks on Beach Boulevard.
But the building's gone.
But the Starbucks
They're
is
gonna make it a
exactly the
butterfly
same
museum.
building.
Yeah, they
right?
keep saying that, right? A butterfly pavilion.
Like, I could stand in that Starbucks, and the doors to the right is where I would roll out the postcards every morning, the racks of postcards on that walkway right there.
Yeah.
They didn't change Starbucks,
So,
the building at all.
Your mother got me a ticket one time to go through. I had never been to Movieland.
And
My
I got
mother was
coughs. Yeah.
My mother was just not into it. It was the most disturbing, outdated,
I
weird.
loved it.
No, I love kitsch. I love kitsch.
Yeah.
But they didn't keep it up.
But it was like dated. That's what was so great about it.
They had Arthur, and they had every kind of big
Yeah.
movie from the 40s and 50s and
Singing
60s.
in the rain, and it really sang, and it really rained.
The big one was Poseidon Adventure.
Oh yeah, that was a cool set.
It was upside down.
Yeah.
And they had the Fortress of Solitude with Superman.
Temple.
Yeah. They
all
also had,
was.
Josie, they had Back to the Future.
They did.
They had
I
a
have
Marty
pictures.
McFly, and it looked like Marty had been beat up and left in the rain.
And then they had a giant gift store in the middle. That was the main gift store, and I worked that one.
Yeah, it's where you could take a break, there was a snack
Yes,
bar.
Uh-huh. And then after you did that was the candy barrel, the candy store.
Right.
That was the most boring.
And then you had the
one.
option of going into the black
monsters.
box where all the
Yeah.
monsters were.
Ooh, like a maze.
It's where like
Yeah, no,
Frankenstein
yeah, it was like a maze,
and
yeah.
There were displays, just like the rest of the place.
But they were
when it was
scary.
dark. It was scary.
And at one time, Vincent Price
Scary.
went to the place, and they took his figure out, and he stood there and then scared people.
I wonder if there's anything on YouTube footage of old Movieland time.
Of
I'm
course
sure there
there
is.
We need to
Yeah.
look that up.
Everything's on
And
YouTube.
we wore these ugly purple shirts with these like khaki colored shorts.
Yeah,
Not
it was pretty-
attractive
it was not a
outfits.
good look.
And they never changed. It was the same outfit
No.
the whole time I was there. I was like,
No.
ugh.
Well, how long were you there?
Couple of
Like
years.
2 days?
She was there until
was
she made
during-
that slam book
I
thing.
know, I probably would have still been there if not
Yeah.
all the way till closing day.
Let me say this: your mother didn't do a lot of work.
It was during when
One
we were
time-
getting married.
one
so
time-
we were planning our wedding.
One time, she came home from work with a big piece of paper, and I think I still have it. And she had drawn her entire work location, every single kind
Because
of candy.
in the candy store, it was very boring. You'd sell like 3 pieces of candy the whole day. And they had this long cardboard paper. You know that like brown paper,
Yeah.
whatever it's called, that you're supposed to wrap stuff in. And I would rip it off and I would draw. And I did our wedding. As all the seating arrangements. I still have that. Where everyone was going to set, what the wedding was, all the plans were. It was a lot
But
of
you're
wedding
not very
planning.
artistic, so it probably
And
like stick
and I
figures.
also have list of all the names we were going to name our children. Top 5 boys, top 5
Yeah.
girls are all in that memory
What do you
box
think,
over there.
Lydia?
No, that was not on the list way back then.
Was,
that was one she
give us some examples. What could have I been called?
Tara was my number 1 dream name.
I
Because
was going to be called Tara.
I was obsessed with Gone with the Wind, and that was the name of the house.
Gone with the Schwinn.
And I know that because we sold all the snow globes
You
and all
can't
that
say
stuff.
Gone with the Wind without someone in this family going Gone with the Schwinn. And
So you were
going
going to be named after Gone with the Wind, but it didn't quite happen.
Gone with the Schwinn.
But it was a lot of movie names because that's all I did was stare at movie stuff all day.
Any other examples?
Your other names were Elvis, James Dean, Marilyn Monroe,
Yeah.
and Betty Boop was a front runner.
I'm glad I didn't go through. You guys didn't call me like Lydia or Winona or something like
I didn't
that.
like that.
What's the problem?
That's why you got
I'm just
Ryder.
glad that Stranger Things came out way after because I do not want to be called Joyce, okay? I'm good.
Yeah, that would have been bad.
Joyce is an old lady name.
Joyce DeWitt from Three's Company.
Three's Company, I will say again, I've said it 2 times this episode, Three's Company is really bad. You used to turn it on.
It's just
sometimes,
not for you.
And it was just like, well, everyone else leaves
It brings
the
back
room.
good memories for me.
Memories of you falling
really
asleep
scary. It was
to
not
it?
even Movieland. When I used to have to work across the street because they owned both properties, so I had to work at the Wax Museum as well. I mean, the Ripley's.
Ripley's,
as
believe it or
well.
not.
That place was so creepy at night when we had to lock up and walk all through it when it was just like me and the person closing.
Like Zoinks, man. Someone
Wait,
could be hiding in your
place,
scoop.
Ripley's Believe It or Not Museum
What
was
is that?
scary at nighttime. There was like weird creatures. and
Ripley's,
things
believe it or
made out
not,
of
was a
flint
museum
and
of just weird
just
stuff.
weird stuff.
Well,
It was all real,
Tallest
but it was
guy in the
weird.
world,
Oh.
It was
Marilyn.
like portraits made out of dryer lint.
Yeah.
Oh, that sounds cool.
It was very
Sculptures made out of
I worked in the gift
matchsticks.
shop there. We never sold anything but those Blue Mountain love cards. That's the only thing.
The
anybody would
funniest
ever
thing
buy
they
was
had
romance
at Ripley's, Josie, was when you went in, they had an old video from the 20s of a guy who could take his bottom lip and put it up over his nose, right? And there was a big mirror, and it would say, "Can you do it?" So people would stand there and goofy look in the mirror for like 10 minutes,
Yeah.
and then they'd go in the museum, right? And you went through the museum, and it took about an hour to get through the museum. They
That
had,
sounds really cool. Do they still make these?
yeah, there's one in Hollywood.
Yeah, there's one and a wax
We
museum as
should
well.
go.
Yeah, it's cool stuff. It's
Yeah.
cool
This
stuff.
sounds
We should-
Remember, we
interesting.
watched Justin from Random Land go to
Yeah,
their
but
warehouse.
that was like somewhere really far away.
No, there's
right?
one here.
There's
Or
one in
it was
LA.
like a warehouse.
You know
Right.
when we go to LA and there's a dinosaur coming out of the building down there?
No.
You don't remember that
She doesn't
place we
pay
went to?
attention.
Oh, it's down by that where
Hollywood
the
and
stars
Highland.
are on the street. We go to that mall
Where
over
the
there.
stars are on the street. Stars are everywhere.
Stars names.
Yeah, that's
inside-
everywhere.
Oh.
Right. So when you get to the end of the museum,
Mm-hmm.
there's a recording of a laugh track of people just going, ah!
Does it show the video of you doing it?
No, you get to look through. It's a two-way
Live.
mirror.
It's what's going
so
on
now
the other
you,
side.
so you don't know who was watching you when you were doing it, and now you get to watch people. Yeah.
That's really
It was pretty
cool.
funny. And they also had a car that was crushed during an earthquake that somebody lived in for a week before they were rescued. And then you could go in this little room that would simulate a giant earthquake. And it scared your grandma to death.
That sounds really. Why have we not gone here?
Well, the one, we just haven't
Ours is
gone.
The
That
one in
sounds
LA.
so cool.
The one over here is a vape club, I think, or something.
Yeah. All right, wrap it up. We have office stuff to watch.
Thanks for tuning
do.
in to this episode of The Office. It's a lovely show about people who work day to day in Scranton, Pennsylvania.
Who said that?
I don't know.
Someone said that.
I don't know. I'm just making it up.
I really feel like someone said that.
The original title of the show?
What?
An American Workplace.
Oh.
And it's at the end of the show when the documentary finally airs. It's called The Office, An American Workplace, because that
And
was
they
the
just
original.
dropped the off to the office.
Yeah, The Office.
Much
yeah.
better.
Someone
Yeah.
should make the compilation of every time Pam said Dunder Mifflin, this is Pam.
I'm sure somebody has done it on YouTube.
I'm sure there is. Yeah.
Okay, so if we were to calculate how many times your mother has seen a particular episode of The Office, the number would equal
91 reasons.
Thanks for listening by Graham Thar's Hammer. We'll be back with another episode. Live long and prosper. May the force be with you. So say we all. Hey, hey, hey.
I suggested we flip a coin, but Angela said she doesn't like to gamble. Of course, by saying that, she was gambling that I wouldn't smack her.
That's what she said.